my mom called me. She goes, "Are you pregnant?"
Oh, I have opinions on this.
You guys need to vent, and we're here to listen.
All boobies are cute boobies.
All boobies are good boobies. Part of your womanly essence.
Go jump on a tram, pee a little bit, sneeze, pee a little bit.
Laugh
it's okay.
hard,
Laugh
pee a little
hard,
bit.
pee a little bit. Do you want to
Go to the movies. We're literally moving into a house in a week.
pee sweet, sweet, sweet? Then slide into my DMs.
No, but actually,
Not
because
Hi.
Hey, it's Sarah and Lo Beeston, your Fairly Odd Sisters.
Woo!
Yeah.
Please don't make me do it again. Welcome back to the Fairly Odd Sisters.
Hello.
Oh, we missed you guys.
We did.
I hope you guys, if you didn't see last week's episode, we had the coolest girl, Eliza Kelly, on.
Yeah.
She is an astrologer, and we talked all about our signs, what astrology is. She has a podcast that's like every week. Anyway,
Yeah.
we learned so much, and it was such a good, fun episode.
Yeah.
I felt like we almost didn't know how to talk because we don't know anything about
No,
astrology.
literally. I was like, how do I even ask a question? Like, how do I? But she did so well at explaining everything, and
Yeah.
so it was so fun to learn
Yeah.
about.
We learned that we are both Leo suns.
No, Leo
Or
moons.
Leo moons.
You're a Leo sun and a Leo moon. I'm an Aries sun and a Leo moon. And
Yeah.
so, but we're both fire signs.
Yeah.
We're really good, compatible
it's like a power
friends.
friendship.
Yeah. And she said that she's a Leo and her husband's an Aries. And she says, you know, she's drawn to Aries and she's a Leo. So
And Lo's
just
an
means that
Aries,
we're
so
supposed to
it's
be best friends.
Yes. No, it was super fun. I feel like I learned a lot, barely scratched the surface
Yeah.
of astrology. But it's kind of cool because a lot of the stuff she was saying, we like resonated with, and she got to analyze our husband's like birth charts and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. Anyway, so watch that if you haven't yet.
Yeah.
We have some news, and we've shared this just on like our personal YouTube, but we left you guys hanging, and I'm so sorry because we talked about how Derek and I were going to put an offer in on a house that was right next door to Tanner and Lauren. We're like 3 minutes away, and then I just left you hanging. And so I'm sorry about that, but I'm here to say we got the house.
It's crazy.
We actually were supposed to be moving in the day we got back from Hawaii. So like the very beginning of this month. And then the people that sold us the house wanted to stay in it for another month, and it ended up working out good for us too. So we're actually moving in first week of October.
Which is
so
crazy.
like next week. It was the craziest process, and I can't even tell you how many times I thought we were not going to get the house, and how we actually didn't get the house the
journey.
first time
Yeah,
around.
they didn't.
Someone else got the house, and then the offer like fell through, and then we were able to do kind of like an off-market deal.
Yeah.
And it was crazy how it worked out, because the first time when we were told we didn't get the house, I was so confused. I even told Lo, I was like, I felt like this was our house.
Yeah.
And like I even prayed about it, and I was
Yeah.
like, I literally feel like that was our house. I don't know
Yeah.
what happened. So then when we got told no, I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense to me, because I had such a good feeling about it.
Yeah.
And then everything fell through.
I feel like we could all envision it, and so it was such a letdown, because we're like,
Yeah.
oh, were we just like making up those feelings?
Yeah, that feeling. Yeah. I felt like I was kind of crazy. I'm like, no, I felt like that was our house.
Yeah.
And then like the thing fell through, and then we ended up getting another chance, but it was like so many ups and downs with
throughout even getting your accepted offer.
Yeah.
Throughout that whole thing, it's like, we don't have the house. We have the house. We don't have the house.
Just getting the
house.
documents in time, getting everything. It was literally a miracle that it worked out.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're literally moving into a house
It's crazy.
in a week, and it's crazy because I thought that the house that we were building, we were going to stay in for forever. I don't know. We could have stayed in there forever. I love that house so much. But it will be nice not to have to drive over here.
It's all about
every
the
day.
location. Yeah.
Literally. We are here every day, sometimes 2 times a day.
Yeah.
So being 3 minutes away, like I
It's
could
gonna
bike
be so
over
much
here.
better.
It'll
It's
be
gonna be so
amazing.
fun for the kids too.
We are so excited.
I'm so excited. It doesn't
New
feel
chapter.
real. I don't think it'll feel real until you're in the house.
Yeah, and I can
Because
call you
right
and be
now
like,
it's
I'm
just
coming
been
over
this,
for 2 seconds.
It's been
Okay, bye.
this phenomenon.
Yes.
This like it's been the craziest up and down
It
with that.
really
And
has.
so I just feel like it's not real.
Yeah.
Even though I know that it's sealed. It's like until you're in that house, it's not gonna feel different.
Feel real. For sure.
It's
I think
so crazy.
that's how my parents feel too, because we're gonna be 5 minutes away from my family. Like my brother and his husband, they live
right around the corner.
Literally everyone's here, so it'll be fun.
It'll be so fun.
It'll be great. Anyway, that's my update. Do you have any life updates? All the kids are in school now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the kids are all in school. Jack started school. Ozzy and Stella are in the same school, which is the cutest thing ever.
So sweet.
Because this is Ozzy's first year of kindergarten, but we decided to not put her in public school yet, and we wanted to keep her at the same school she was at last year, just because she knows the teachers, she's comfortable there, and we weren't fully prepared to put her in for all day school. I just like feel
it's a long time. It's a long time.
5-year-old. She's only 5, and she's on like the younger end of her grade, and so I just felt good about keeping her at this school because she's comfortable there. And it was really awesome because Stella starts preschool at the same time, and they get to be in the same class.
Yeah.
And so it's like they get to have each other in the same class and get to learn together and play together. So I just thought it would be fun, a good experience for both of them.
Oh yeah.
So I'm so stoked about that.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe they're like Sunny's the only one that's not in school. Yeah. But man, no one warned me that dropping off your kid on that first day is hard.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because I was totally that person that was like, oh no, like it's going to be so great. You get that break from them. They go, which it is great. But I was like, moms like cry on first days of school. That's crazy. Here I am so stoked to go take Jack into the school. I get in there. I see him sit down with all the little kids. His eyes like light up. And then as I'm walking out of the building, I start sobbing. And I was stoked like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, what is wrong with me? Derek's like, are you okay? I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, it was a combination of me being so happy that he looked so happy. And I was like, but also him just like starting this phase of life.
Oh yeah.
I get it now.
It's just because it starts and then it doesn't end until they're out of your house.
Yeah,
like,
that was it. It was like
literally
a new chapter.
It's a new chapter. It's crazy.
It is crazy. And now I fully understand and validate all you moms that are out there crying on that first day of school, because I get it.
No, meanwhile, all of our listeners are like, we wouldn't expect anything less from Sarah.
That's
like,
true. That is true.
Come on.
Me thinking I wasn't going to cry. Am I in
These
denial?
moms are crying.
Am I in denial? Am I the problem?
No, it's just, it's really weird because I remember that feeling with Ozzy, just like, wow, this is the start of the end.
Yeah.
Like, even though we have so many years to go, I just know it's going to go by fast.
No, like literally I'm getting misty eyed right now.
Yeah.
Okay,
I know.
moving on.
Anyway.
We love it. Sunny was stoked. She literally did a evil laugh when we got in the car
because she was alone,
because we were like, I had just got done crying and Derek's like pretty bummed out. We were like taking a selfie and I like couldn't really make like a happy face, and then Sunny's face was like, oh, like a little smirk, like, and that's totally her, like, I own you now.
Isn't it weird that just the second children never really have alone time with the
and
parents?
I'm stoked that she gets
I know.
some. It's sad.
It's really sad.
Maybe that's why those middle kids act out a little bit more.
Those middle kids, it's just funny because they'll never have that like alone time with the parents as the first one did, but so it is special when the first goes to school, so you can get a little bit of that. Yeah, for them.
We've talked about this before on the podcast, but I'm totally a fan of like taking your kids separately and doing like one-on-one things with them, because
so they
I feel like that's
they have
so good for them than always just being, I know you can't always make it work, but always being lumped with all the siblings, like you don't feel like
you have that personal connection to your parents.
I just think like even little trips with them alone, or like going on a little date with them alone is so good for them. Anyway, this is the longest intro of my life. I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine.
But
well, also, what else was I going to say? I feel like there's something else new. No, I'm not pregnant. I know there was a lot of that.
Really?
Yeah. Just because, what?
No, you keep going. Finish your thing.
Are you going to remember?
Tell you something. Yeah, okay. I'll remember.
Yeah, it's just like, you know how Brittany and Maddie are pregnant.
Oh, yes.
And then I'm like in pictures with them and everyone's like, we know you're secret. Like, because they're pregnant.
Just because my friends are pregnant, you automatically think that
I know. And so anyway, that was funny because I was getting some DMs. So I just thought I would, myth bust that right now.
Myth bust that. If she's getting pregnant, she's getting pregnant with me. So
exactly.
So back off. Okay. I understand that was the trend the last 5 years, but it's not.
It's not this time. I know.
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
No,
it's
it's fine. It's fine. No, but it is
I just
crazy.
want Lo to be pregnant with me one time because we've always been on opposite schedules and opposite ends. So I'm like, just once, it would be fun to be pregnant together.
Oh yeah.
Not that you can plan these things, but if the heavens be willing, we might be pregnant at the same time.
That would be amazing.
I also want your milk stash. So
I know.
That's a thing.
I know.
Oh man.
My milkshake brings out about
we were literally singing that
the last
episode before she came on the Zoom call. We were
sitting
milkshake.
waiting for the Zoom and we were just singing left and right.
What I was gonna say is my mom called me the other day and she said, Sarah, do you have something you need to tell me? And I was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, no. And then I started getting panicked because I'm thinking all these things. What does she know about me? What happened? Like, I'm not hiding anything, but what?
What have I done?
Yeah. And what did she see? And she goes, are you pregnant? And I was like, no. What? No, I'm not pregnant. And she's like, well, I just saw a video of you circulating around and everyone's like, congrats, I can't believe you're going to have 3.
What?
She looked at the comments on TikTok. Someone was reposting one of my old videos. And
You're kidding.
We were in Hawaii though. And I was telling all the friends
that you were pregnant,
that I was pregnant. And my own mother couldn't even tell that it was like a couple years ago. It was me getting pregnant with Sunny.
No, that's so annoying.
And she's like, everyone was congratulating you on your 3rd. And I thought, I'm your mom and I don't even know.
Oh,
so she called me.
my.
Isn't that crazy?
That's so annoying. I hate those accounts.
I know.
There are so many spoof accounts or whatever you want to, spam accounts. Repurposing all of our videos and pretending to be us.
Yeah. Now you got my mom thinking that I'm pregnant and I didn't tell her.
One a day of people being like, they've used your videos. Yeah. I'm like, it's annoying.
It is annoying, especially when you get a call like that.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm not.
I promise, mom. Tell you. Anyway,
gosh.
Not pregnant. Neither of us are pregnant right now.
Yeah. So anyway, that's the updates.
That's all our updates. Okay, I'm actually excited for today's episode because we just wanted... every time we get like a review or something, people say, I feel like I'm girl chatting with you. I feel like I'm talking to one of my friends. And those are honestly the best compliments that we get when people come up to us in person. By the way, we have so many people saying, I love the podcast in person.
Oh, yeah.
And I know we've said that before, but it literally means the world to us.
It's the best.
We're like, oh, this is like just our thing. And like people like it. Anyway, if you are looking to hire someone amazing fast, then look no further because you need Indeed. Indeed is a matching and hiring platform with over 350 million global monthly visitors. And it's an engine that helps you find quality candidates fast. So it ditches the busy work and you can use Indeed for scheduling, screening, and messaging so you can connect with all those candidates faster. I know for me, it was so hard to find an assistant. It took hours and hours and hours of my time and I wish I had used Indeed. And definitely for anything else I have in the future, I will be using Indeed. It doesn't just help you hire the people faster, but 93% of employers agree that Indeed delivers the highest quality matches compared to other job sites. Indeed leveraging over 140 million qualifications and preferences every day, so that matching engine is constantly learning from your preferences. So the more that you use it, the better it gets. So you can join more than 3.5 million businesses worldwide that use Indeed to hire great talent fast. Honestly, this is amazing. And listeners of this show will get $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/fairlyodd. Just go to Indeed.com/fairlyodd right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/fairlyodd. Terms and conditions apply. So you need to hire, you need Indeed. Back to the girl talk. We are doing a venting session where you guys have submitted stuff that you need to just get off your chest. And we are just going to help you navigate through this if we can. Yeah. Again, this is just our opinions. Take it with a grain of salt. But you guys need to vent and we're here to listen. So we're going to get into these, start reading some. Yes. And it's exciting because we haven't read these. So.
Yeah. And it's like, it's fun because sometimes people don't have somebody that they feel like they can vent to, that they can trust. And so it's fun to be able to kind of just type it out and be like, boom, it's anonymous.
Yep.
You know,
like here you go.
I can finally get this off my chest.
Yeah. unless we out you. No, I'm
Yeah.
just kidding. I'm
We're
totally kidding. We literally have no names.
Suzanne
nothing.
from Farmington.
We wouldn't do that to
No,
you. As your Fairly Odd Sisters, we would
No.
not.
We would not.
All right, Lo, start us off.
Okay. This one says, my husband and I want to move away from our current city so bad, but everyone in our life thinks we should stay and start a family. We are 26, husband, and 27, wife, and we really want to start a family in a few years, but we just want to break away and have a change of scene. I also just got fired from my current job and had to take a really good job locally because I need to make money. But we are still waiting for the right job to come along to move us somewhere. We partly just want to say the heck with it and just move with or without jobs. What are your thoughts? Oh, I have opinions on this.
I do too. I was going to say, I think it's a great thing to move and get out of where you are. I'm sure you agree because we both did that. Mm-hmm. So I think that's where Derek and I learned to thrive.
Yes.
When we didn't have all these opinions from family members and just things that we had been around our whole life. It was just a change up where we just relied on each other. And it
opens
was so
up your
good.
mind
to
what else is out there.
And just seeing another part of the world.
Yeah.
I mean, seeing another part of your country or wherever you are is so cool because when you grow up in a certain place and you stay there, that's all you know.
Or in a bubble and you're just this is what the world is. But then you go outside of it and you're like, oh, people do other stuff.
Yeah, there's so many things happening, so many
different cultures
and people, and I don't know. I think it's good to get exposure to that. Oh,
yeah, and I think there's something about moving somewhere where you know nobody. Yeah. Because literally when we moved, we didn't know one person and we were so nervous. Mm-hmm. We didn't have jobs. We had to go out and I was just I started doing my applications. We were leaving a good job that Tanner was finally making money. I was doing my wedding videos and I was finally getting clientele, and we left that all to move away and had to start from scratch. But there's something about relying on each other in your relationship and pushing yourself and then meeting new people and finding your own. And I feel that's where Tanner and I both kind of found ourselves who we are, mm-hmm. what we want. And I saw Tanner come into his own and be way more confident, mm-hmm. and just the way he made friends was so different than how he was.
Yeah,
ever.
knowing
Before
the
that.
same people for your whole life.
He had his one friend, and then we moved out to Hawaii, and he was all of a sudden an extrovert who could make a friend every second.
Well, it kind of forces you to be that way because you don't have another choice unless you just want to be alone. The other thing I was going to say is that you literally, if you hate it, can move back.
Yeah.
You're never stuck somewhere. Mm-hmm. And I think people think if I move there, I can't just move back. You literally can't.
Yeah, you can.
You can go, and if it's not for you can move somewhere else. You can go back to where you were.
Yeah. But I would always tell people the best thing that we did was move away. Not because we are obsessed with our families and we love them so much. It was more just the experience we got as a couple, mm-hmm. and then we got to experience new things, and that mm-hmm. helped us who we wanted to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all of that. I think it can be scary not having a job or a plan. I mean, you guys didn't either. I guess it depends on what stage of life you're in and if mm-hmm. you have kids.
Yeah,
because
you have to take that into accountability.
To consider, because when we're talking about it, neither of us had kids, and so we weren't having to provide for someone other than ourselves. Mm-hmm. So I guess if you have kids, I don't know if they do or not. Oh, you want to start a family?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
In a few years.
Oh yeah.
They're saying, and no they're pressure. Saying they're having pressure from people that start a family, and they're in a few years.
Just give yourself time.
Do it when it feels right for you. Yeah. Don't let anybody pressure mm-hmm. you into that. You guys are gonna go experience that mm-hmm. for yourself.
Yeah.
Do that before kids. That's great.
Honestly, moving away when you don't, it is harder with kids to up and move, especially when they start getting into school and doing things
they have
like
friends.
That.
And
I think now is the time. Reading your thing.
For sure. Go.
Anyway, those are our thoughts on that. All right. This one says, I had breast implants for years and they ended up making me sick. I had them removed and I wish my self-esteem was better without them. But here we are trying to accept my body as it is. Have you thought of getting implants ever? Would you? If I could be guaranteed that I would be healthy with them back in, I would get them again in a second. First world problems. Oh. #. Okay. First of all, I'm sorry that they made you sick. I know that's like
I've been
thing.
seeing
I've
that.
been seeing that around.
Scary.
That is really scary. I would say maybe look into the other kinds of them, because I know some make you, I don't know if this is the old kinds but I know there are different materials. Like, so maybe look into that. You probably have if you're writing this message, but maybe some won't make you sick if like you would get them back in a second. It's worth looking into the other types and talk to a different doctor. But also it's not worth making yourself sick.
I know, because it might just be like the foreign object in your body is just like it's rejecting it.
No,
because I know
I've
heard people talk about like fat transfer ones, but I know that those aren't ideal if you like fluctuate in weight a lot, because they just kind of come and go.
Have we thought about getting implants? I've never thought about getting implants because I got a reduction. I got explants. But I think if I had really, really small boobs, I would definitely consider getting implants. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Have you ever considered it?
Yeah, I think that I am fine with the size that I have. It's just that the sadness that happened after breastfeeding, they're a little bit not as up as they once were. Yeah. So I thought about a lift or something like that. I don't even know how it works though. I don't know if you're allowed to do that without an implant. But yeah, implants
I think you can.
Yeah. So maybe that. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not opposed to anyone doing that. It's
fully normal for your self-esteem to feel a little bit more down, especially if you loved having them.
Yeah, if you got used to that.
Yeah, you got used to having that and loving it. It's just gonna like take some time to probably get used to. But I would say like you're probably the only one that's like thinking about it.
Oh yeah.
That would be like my safe
thought,
is like nobody around you is thinking, oh, her boobs went from this to this. It's probably 100% like you thinking that.
Yeah. And I would even say like in the beginning when I first saw my boobs and how they changed, I was like, whoa, I'm for sure like going to do this and this to fix them. Like I want them to be higher, I want them to be back to normal. But even I've gotten so used to the way they are now and I'm like, oh wait, they look totally fine.
Yeah. And I've noticed like whenever I wanted to change something, or like even when I got a reduction, people didn't even know, my mom didn't even know like how bad they were. Do you know what I mean? No one is paying attention. I mean, that's my mom. I feel like she would know.
Yeah.
And it literally took me like walking into her room buck naked being like, this is what I'm talking about. She's like, oh, okay, like I'll get you an appointment. But like no one's really thinking about it. Yeah. So let that feel calming to you. And then maybe
all boobies are cute boobies.
All boobies are good boobies. That's all I'll say. And men love boobies.
Yeah. That's true.
Men love boobies of all kinds.
I think all boobies are cute.
They are.
I feel like Sarah and I are both in our at-home eating era where we just want to have a home-cooked meal and have it be healthy and fresh. And with HelloFresh, it's so easy because you get farm fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. We all know that home-cooked meals are so much better for you, but we don't always have the time to pull it off. But with HelloFresh, handling the meal planning, shopping, and most of the prep, it's so much easier to get dinner on the table, and it's quick, and it's painless. Every week, they have 50 recipes available to choose from, and it's nice because you can customize them depending on if you want more protein or vegetarian and different options like that. I love that it saves me time when I'm overwhelmed trying to decide what to eat. It takes all that pressure away. Okay, to get free breakfast for life, go to hellofresh.com/free-fairly-odd. One free breakfast item per box while subscription is active. That's free breakfast for life just by going to hellofresh.com/free-fairly-odd.
This one says, I feel frustrated lately because I work full time and my husband works part time while he's finishing school, but barely has any classes left. And his part-time job is very, very part-time. So I feel like he has a lot more free time than me, but I feel like I am always the one having to get groceries and make dinners and tidy up once I'm done with work. If I don't do it, it just doesn't get done. I know it's just a temporary thing, but I feel like he is not stepping up. Ooh. Yeah.
Can't relate. I'm just kidding. I fully can relate.
Can't relate.
No, I think like not that Derek doesn't do stuff, but like it took a long time for me to, because I feel the same way as you. I would just think in my head, well, if I'm not going to do it, it's never going to get done. So I would just consistently do it.
But then you build up that
give
resentment.
him the opportunity to do it. And also I was building up resentment while I was doing it. So I feel like,
and then he doesn't know that. And so then it's just
he's
this
just
cycle.
thinking that everything's good.
Yeah.
My advice to you would be to sit
have
down.
a discussion.
Yeah. Not when you're in like a heated argument or when it comes up or when you're mad about it, but just even in like a fun setting, like just bring it up and be like, hey, I love you. You're doing all these things great. Always start with compliments. And then go into like, I think I'm feeling this way. I feel like I'm putting in a lot and you have way more time than me. And I would really appreciate some help with this X, Y, and Z. Whatever.
Yeah, for sure. That is so like warranted. Like you deserve, you know, to have somebody who's willing to do half or go the extra mile for you, especially since you're working full time and putting him through school. There should be that little. Yeah.
And I think it says a lot about a person with how they respond to that.
Oh yeah.
If like he's thinking, oh, I do so much. And he might respond like that the first time around, but hopefully he'll come around and be like, oh yeah, like I could be helping with these things.
And I think it's all about delivery too. Like if you deliver it how Sarah was saying, just like, you know, I love these things. I'm so grateful you're going to school to, you know, But I do feel that there's a lot of pressure on me right now and I don't have a lot of free time, but I feel like all these responsibilities are still landing on me.
That's really hard. I'm sorry. I feel like when I was feeling more like that, I felt like I was just going in like this cycle and this circle that was just like, wake up, go to work, do this every day, clean, and wake up and do it again. And it's exhausting.
You never have your personal time.
Yeah. But what I failed to realize was like, oh, Derek's helping in these other areas. But for some reason, I was only concerned about like what I was.
Yes. Like you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, he just deserves to know because he might not even know you feel that way.
Yeah. So definitely talk to him. And then.
But you have a right to feel frustrated because that's a real thing. You probably just feel overworked.
And maybe you could even bring some solutions like, hey, like on these nights, I'm happy to make dinner. These nights, can you make dinner? And can I rely on you to like do the laundry this day and I can do the laundry this day? Like you can split those responsibilities.
Our life actually, she's spot on with that. Our life literally changed when we started. We sat down one night and took all of like the house responsibilities and split them in half and did like equally hard things on each of them and then did some little things.
Yes.
And then we switch off every week.
That's so nice.
And like, I'm like, okay, you're blue card this week. I'm orange. And then we switch every week. And we haven't been awesome at like keeping it, but I can be like, okay, this week you're this when we forget.
Yeah.
And it's so helpful because then it's not, it takes the pressure off of you.
Yeah. Like you don't have to think, is he going to do it? Is he going to do it?
Because you're just like, oh, that's not my responsibility this week. I recommend doing that, honestly.
Yeah. Love that.
Okay. This one is my ex, in parentheses, that started dating his girlfriend 2 weeks after we broke up, just got married and now they're expecting, not sure how to feel.
Wait, read that one more time for me. My brain didn't compute.
It says, my ex that started dating his girlfriend 2 weeks after we broke up, just got married and now they're expecting, not sure how to feel.
They just got married and they're expecting already? Yeah. Like
she's feeling like a little, like, I don't know, because they broke up and then she started like dating him really fast 2 weeks after.
Yeah, that's hard.
And then they got married and had a baby.
I mean, I think that even if it was like a shotgun wedding or anything like that, at this point, that happened. Sorry.
The advice to you is that happened.
It's just like once that happens, it's like, that's a child. Then they're going to have to, you know, raise that child. And it just no, I'm not laughing at the situation because I know that sucks. That's so because hard. Being in that position, especially if you're not over this person at the time, it feels fast and it feels like, was I even ever considered?
2 weeks is really fast.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know how long after they got married and pregnant, but like getting into a relationship that fast after it kind of invalidates the entire relationship. It feels like, and then you're like, was it even real? And then you question all of that. So for you, I would just say like, you know what? It just meant that he wasn't right for me. And that's good that, you know, it didn't work out, because that's just one step closer to somebody who you're meant to be with, and it's going to work, and they'll appreciate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's all you
hard.
can do at that point. I mean, yeah, let it make, you can totally be sad and like, oh dang, like if you still have feelings for him, but at the end of the day, you're gonna find someone better, because obviously right now it's not meant to be with you guys.
And that stinks that it worked out that way, because that does hurt feelings. Like, that doesn't feel good, especially when you're getting over something. But dang, sorry about that.
I just love how you started.
I know. I was like, I didn't know where I was going. But like, I was trying to say that like when a child is involved, it's almost like
just cute.
Hands go up, and you kind of just have to let that be, because then there's a kid involved, and you want that to be the priority almost, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, that's really rough. Sorry about that. Okay, this says, postpartum weight loss is kicking my behind. I'm just so frustrated because I'm eating right, exercising, but I feel like breastfeeding has caused me to keep a lot of extra water weight. I know it'll take time. I just miss my body. The frustration is real. I can feel this to my bones, to my core.
Yeah.
That's rough.
I think I had the realization that like my body will forever be different after having kids. Not that I can't still try and make it as good as it can be, but I look back at some pictures and sometimes it just like hurts, because you're like, I will never be like that again. But maybe it's just about like accepting like that's just how it is. Like you get older, your body changes, like your body has to adjust and adapt to like grow the baby. But it is so frustrating because you can be doing everything right, and then some people just bounce back super fast, and then other people it takes so long, if it ever happens. And it's just, everybody's so different, and I think genetics play a huge role in that. It's hard. It's so frustrating.
It's so hard. I feel like I was in that same boat for so long, and it's just frustrating because you're like, I literally work out every day. I'm trying to my best to eat right. Like, why is nothing working? Changing? Like, it's literally not even going up or down like a tiny. And so that can feel so defeating. But just remember that you literally just grew a human being in your body. And we need to remember how crazy that is. That is so significant. And the fact that your body could do that is a miracle. And like, I think it doesn't take away that that's defeating and feels like, why can't my body just like, you know, lose weight when I'm like working this hard? But I think, I don't know. I feel like it's just, you have to remember why that happened, and that'll help you feel a little bit better. But I also think like one of the biggest things is maybe getting hormones checked. Because I know a lot of times like your hormones get out of whack with pregnancy, and maybe there's like a deficiency that something's happened where maybe you're a little bit off. And of course, like breastfeeding can totally contribute to that and kind of make you hold water weight. But I'm sorry that you're going through that. It's tough.
And I feel like personally, I thought when I first had Jack that it was only going to take like 6 months to like bounce back if I do all these things. No. Like, I think I only start feeling somewhat normal back to myself after like 18 months.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like that is,
and then even then you're like, oh, well, I have so far to go. But like for some people, that's not the case.
Yeah.
And
some
that's
people,
okay.
that's what's hard. But some people you see, like they have their baby and the next week they have their body back. And I think that is literally just genetics. Like you can't be comparing yourself to people that bounce back like that. Yeah. Because every person, every body is so different.
Yeah. And I think like at the time when I had Ozzy, I hadn't seen anyone that took a long time to get back to like a normal, like what they were before. And so I think I just had so much pressure I put so much pressure on myself, and I had such different expectations to what would happen, because I was like, well, I love working out and I love eating right. And I like, for sure, I'm just going to be like, boom. And the day after I give birth, I'm going to be back to my normal weight. Like I literally just had the craziest expectations, because that's all I had seen from like through Instagram, you know what I mean? Like, which isn't always real, but you know, I think just take away those expectations, focus on you and your relationship with your baby. And it, you know, if you keep working and you're doing the right stuff, like it's gonna pay off. So don't stop, but it's still gonna keep you healthy. You're beautiful. I'm sorry. That's tough though. It is a hard thing.
I think so many women can relate to this, which is comforting. You are not the only one.
You're not
that
the only
feels
one
like this, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
This one says I peed the just after such a serious question, I'm sorry. I peed my bed last night and I'm 23. How? That's all it says.
Did you specifically have a dream that you were peeing in the dream? Because I feel like every time when I was a child, not as an adult, but as a child, every time that I peed the bed, it was because I had to pee, obviously. And in my dream, I just kept trying to find a bathroom to go pee in. And then I would finally like let loose and I'd wake up to like wetting the bed. And that was like why that would happen. But now when since being an adult, I haven't peed the bed, but no, I'm just kidding. But like it's funny because I'll wake up after like 10 segments of me trying to find the right bathroom to go pee in, and then I'll wake up and be like, oh, I have to pee really bad, and then I'm like, I'm so grateful that I didn't pee the bed just now.
I mean, I feel like peeing your pants when you are older girl is like, and by older I mean like past your 20s, is totally normal. I was doing it in high school all the way up till now. Every time I jump on the tramp, I'm peeing my pants.
When we started this episode, I sneezed and a little bit of pee came out. Yeah, so
it's kind of just like
whatever.
That pee is womanly thing, essence. It's part of your womanly essence.
You go jump on a tramp, pee a little bit, sneeze, pee a little bit.
Laugh
it's okay.
hard,
Laugh
pee a
hard,
little bit.
pee a little bit. It's fine. I used to have a best friend who would pee like every time she would laugh so hard, and it was the funniest shiz of my life. Like
that was me in high school.
That was you, always peeing.
Always peeing. I always borrowed underwear from my friends.
Don't feel bad. You were probably just having like one of the pee dreams, and it got you.
Yeah.
Which just means you have a great imagination.
Yep.
So it's actually good that you did that.
What we're trying to say is that this is a good thing.
This is a good thing. It just goes to show like your dreams are like vivid. Like you could dream up anything.
She's like sitting at home. I didn't dream last night.
She's like, I didn't even have a dream. I just wet myself. Oh man. Okay.
I learned something pretty crazy today. Apparently hair thinning affects approximately 1 in 2 women. So it's totally a normal thing, but it's certainly not ideal. I know that after I had my first baby, I was experiencing that postpartum hair loss. And that is when I found Nutrafol. And Nutrafol is amazing. It's the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1 million people. So you can see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months. I know that's definitely when I started noticing a huge difference, especially around my hairline, was at that 3 to 6 month mark. But everyone's root causes of hair thinning are so different, so a one-size-fits-all approach to hair growth just doesn't cut it. Nutrafol has multiple formulas that are tailored to give your hair what it needs to grow throughout all those different stages, so like postpartum and menopause, as well as different lifestyles such as plant-based diets. I even gave Nutrafol to my mom and my grandma, and they all really like it. It's physician formulated with 100% drug-free ingredients, and Nutrafol supplements support healthy hair growth from within by targeting those root causes of thinning that include stress, hormones, aging, nutrition, lifestyle, and metabolism as they evolve throughout a woman's life. Get results you can actually run your fingers through. So for a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code FairlyOdd. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code FairlyOdd. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code FairlyOdd.
This one says, I am 20 and about to start my senior year of college. I will have pretty rigorous class schedule for the next few months. I know that I don't have time to work a full-time job and make a lot of money, but I feel really guilty to rely on my husband. We have been married almost a year and he works full-time as an electrician and attends night classes for his job. He pays for rent, groceries, trips, and most expensive things. He says that he doesn't expect me to pay for everything, but I feel guilty that I'm not bringing more into our relationship. I tend to cook and clean, but I feel like in today's world, money has a higher value in the day-to-day. I just paid for half of my fall tuition and feel really guilty to ask him to pay for the other half. I know that I would wipe my bank account empty if I paid for everything. I just like to pay for my own things and am too worried about it. Or am I too worried about it? Do I need to relax a little and realize that we are a team, and a part of that is sharing those expenses? I could use a little advice because I stress myself out. Okay. Yeah. I feel like that you seem like you're really independent, and you like to just like not accept help because you are independent and you want to take care of yourself. But it sounds like you have a really great husband who's supportive and wants to support you, and you're going to school. And like, if the roles were reversed and he was the one going full-time to school and you were working full-time, I think you would help him pay for school. And I think that we just see that more often, is the women putting the men through. I don't know. Like, I hear about that more often. That was in our case. I was the working one while Tanner was in school full-time. And so I think that you should definitely don't feel bad about, that you guys both knew where you were when you got married, and that's okay. And maybe when you graduate, like, I don't know, it just sounds like you're helping a lot with other things too. Like, you're cooking, you're cleaning, those
that definitely has like
that holds weight,
equal of value as like providing, I think. Oh
yeah.
Because that's all of it comes together to run a household.
Yes.
Whether that's like paying for the household or keeping the household like a livable place and a happy place to be.
Yeah.
I think they're both so important.
Oh yeah.
So don't let it stress yourself out that you have to have some help from him because he's your husband. And like, as a married couple, it's totally normal. There's going to be probably so many times in life where he's relying on you for certain things and you rely on him. And don't let it stress you out. It's just a phase of life, and that's just kind of how it has to be right now. And he sounds like he's happy.
He's like happy to help you.
And but it is great that you want to help pay for things.
Yeah.
But if you just can't do it right now, then don't stress. Yeah. That's why you have a partner. That's why they're there to help you. Like Lo said, she helped Tanner through his schooling. I was working full time. I was working 2 jobs trying to help with Derek when he was doing the medical school track and for like a year. And he just didn't have a job, and he didn't have a job when we moved to Hawaii for the first couple of years, and I was fully the provider. Yeah. And I was happy to do that because it's just kind of, that's what had to be done. Like he was working, or he was doing school for crazy hours, and it's totally fine.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure he wants you to do well. Don't stress. I think it sounds like you have a really like committed husband who wants to support you. And it sounds like you're putting in the most effort on trying to, do other things that don't have to do with money, which is amazing. And that's also needs to be done. Yeah.
And I think like when you're stressed about it, for him, I think all he would need is just like just remind him how grateful you are that he's doing that, and like in return he can say thanks for doing all these household things. It's just like a fully a team effort. But just like let him know that you're so grateful and that you appreciate it, because it sounds like you really do, but maybe you're just like internalizing it too much,
And I think that's one of the big things for like even Tanner and I, because he's the one that usually does like household chores and I'm the one that's typically working. And like I've noticed a huge difference of like making sure that I'm validating his work, because his work is, running the household, and I'm like so appreciative of that. And I need to vocalize that so that he knows like this is important too, and not just the career aspect of things. Like it's equally important.
Yeah. And honestly, you will get your chance. Like you said, you're in your senior year of college, or you're going into your senior year of college. Like you have the rest of your life to like work, or if you start a family, like whatever you choose to do, it'll be like equal weight to whatever he's doing. That's like how it should be. So I recently found out that through our entire relationship, my ex-boyfriend was cheating on me with most of the girls in my friend group.
Oh,
and that all of them knew about it and none of them told me. What? After we broke up, my friends started excluding me from things, and I didn't know why for months. Now I know, but none of them are aware that I found out because I don't know how to confront them. It's been about a year since they started excluding me, and I've been able to make new friends. Now they've invited me to do something, and I don't know whether I should go or not.
No.
Absolutely
They're done.
Not.
They're done,
Dead
dude.
to you.
That's their true colors.
That
And that's weird too. Hooking up with all the friend group.
Yeah.
And then all of them know it and they're not going to tell you. No.
Just
done.
say,
move on to the next. Serious.
Literally.
Sometimes it's just.
If they're willing to do that to you, they're not good friends. So just, yeah, I would not hang out with them. And I'm so happy you've made new friends because it sounds like these friends were trash.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Nicely put.
And maybe just send a little tixity text and say, hey, like, I know that all of you hooked up with, you know, so-and-so. I don't think I'll be attending tonight. I don't think I will be attending. And
thanks for letting me know.
You know, thanks for the invite, but I think we're done here.
Yeah. Just say, thanks for telling me. Any of you could have told me. Yeah. Have a good night.
And now have a good life.
Have a good life. Bye-bye. No, that's awful. I'm so sorry.
Terrible.
I cannot imagine that. Like, what are their conversations? What do they think?
Yucky boyfriend
also, icky boy, icky friends.
Bye.
Whew. Yeah,
Bye
don't go. That's our advice. Kick them to the curb. Let them know you know, and then drop the mic and walk
drop
away.
the mic like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so yucky. Okay. I'm getting a breast reduction due to heart surgery scars being pulled constantly by my large breasts. I'm a 36D and I'm ashamed thinking that I'm not big enough for a breast reduction. I know it's for other reasons besides being uncomfortable, but I can't get through to myself that is okay to need a breast reduction. Everyone in my life keeps telling me not to do it because every woman wants big boobs, but I don't want them. In addition to these heart surgery scars that constantly get infected due to my breasts overlapping, I'm over the chest pressure when I lay down. But why can't I just not get over the fact that I don't need to be a J to have a reduction? It's valid for me too. I'm hoping Sarah can help me calm my nerves and my mind battling with myself that I'm not validated to do this surgery.
Oh, can I help? Can I help? I am here to
Sarah
help.
is here to save the day.
I am the #1 supporter of breast reductions because they, no matter how big you are, if you feel like your boobs are too big, you will love it. You will love it. And everyone that's telling you told me the same thing. Everyone wants big boobs. No, it's my boobs.
I literally don't.
Get to decide, and I literally didn't want them, and it was the best.
I didn't ask for these.
I didn't ask for these. They were put on my body. No.
Also, 36D is a very large.
Big. I mean, you do not need. I think I was a double D. I was like a double or triple D, but like, you don't need a reason to do anything if it will make you feel better.
Yeah, and
like,
especially that it's pulling on your scars and making you infected.
And you do have a good reason.
Yes.
Like what I'm saying is like you do have a good reason, but even if you didn't and you were just a 36D and you wanted them smaller, 100% you should do it.
Yeah.
It's your choice and no one in your family or your friends like can tell you that you can't do it.
Oh, well, I'm an advocate just because even with, you know, getting breastfeeding boobs where I turn into a double D. I thought I was gonna I was like, oh, like maybe this will let me know if I want a boob job or not. I literally couldn't like work out. Like I had to wear the most compressed, like things were just harder and things didn't fit me because they were so big.
Yeah.
And I was like, dang, this is like actually harder.
Totally. And people also don't understand when they say like, everyone wants big boobs. The big boobs that you are seeing are implants. They are literally so high up sitting. It's not like real boobs that are like heavy.
Well,
and
if they're
hang
that
down.
big and they're real, they're normally a little
not like that.
down.
And guess what? Clothes are hard to wear. Swimsuits are hard to wear. Like life, it's hard to work out. It's hard to do push-ups. Like
this world is not built for D's. This world is built for B's. That's how they make clothes though. I'm serious. Like I feel like it's more like they make clothes for like B cups. Yeah. Because even for me, when I got my breastfeeding boobs, I was like, my stuff doesn't fit me. Like it's just not built
you are
for that.
1,000. I'm literally looking straight into this camera. You are 1,000% validated in wanting a breast reduction, and you should definitely get one.
Yeah.
And guess what? If your family and your friends are your true good support system, they will love it. Yes. They will just be there to take care of you after recovery. And I can't say it enough. I think you will love it.
And you said that you went to like a C technically or a small C, and you still would have gone smaller. I still would have gone
smaller. Isn't that funny? I was battling with, I also got this done when I was like straight out of high school, and like my mom was helping with everything. So she does have a say in it, but I ended up getting a small C, but I would have even gone smaller. Like, and that's how much I loved it. Like, I mean, I'm fine with my boobs now, but you won't regret it. I've never met one person that got a breast reduction and regretted it.
Yeah, that's so
and
true.
I've had quite a few people talk about it with me.
Yeah.
So you do it. You'll love it.
You do you.
And also you have a huge reason. Like literally you are getting infected.
Yeah.
And you have scars. Like, no.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so my brother passed away 12 years ago, and I was really close to him and miss him so much. Over the years, I expressed on countless occasions that I wanted to use his name for my first son. My sister said they were perfectly fine with the plan, but then my sister turned around and used his name for her own son, denying that I ever mentioned the desire. I really wanted to confront her about my feelings, but the rest of the family told me that since I'm single and not guaranteed a son in my future, I should stop being selfish and move on. So I did, bitterly. That's tough. That's really tough.
Because maybe she is true in saying, I don't remember you saying this. Because maybe she doesn't remember, but it's also true for you that you told people that like that was your dream to do that. It's a tricky situation though, because he's both their brother, you know? And so it's true that like, hey, she has a son and there's this opportunity, but also that's hard because, you know, if she was planning on that for a future son. Yeah, it's like you guys could both kind of be in the right in this situation, but it still like hurts because it's not going to take away that, you know, like.
I feel like the only thing that you could do now, because obviously you can't really name your baby the same name, but maybe you can use a middle name or something that still represents your brother.
Yeah.
Obviously the other baby is named the name.
Yes.
But yeah, like taking the middle name or just something that reminds you of your brother and still making it a special part of your baby if you have a baby later. Because now it's kind of like it's what's done is done and like you have no choice but to move on.
Yes.
Which is so hard because I don't doubt that like you really wanted that to be like your first son or whatever. So it's hard on both ends because she's like, well, I do have a son and like, you know.
Yeah.
That's really tough.
Yeah. And this is just like, she probably knows that this is just like venting to get it out. And like, I totally see why you would be like bummed out about that.
Yeah.
You totally are valid in being bummed. Yeah. And so get that off your chest, you know, and now you can move on and, you know, love your sister and everything will be okay.
It's still your nephew, which is awesome.
Still special.
Yeah.
Okay. This one says, my sister-in-law crossed some major boundaries and overall claimed to know my husband better than me, called me some terrible things, and attacked my character. There was no formal resolution or apology to my face. I'm one to hate tension, so I act as normal as possible at family gatherings and almost always have a breakdown afterwards, feeling like I should have stronger boundaries, stand up for myself, and not be as friendly as I am to her face. My husband has always been on my team, but it does keep me from wanting to join his family gatherings often. That's rough. So it's his sister probably.
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Unless it's like a situation like they married. Like it's the other sister-in-law.
That would be weird if it was the other sister-in-law because she definitely doesn't know him better.
Yeah.
No, I'm assuming
we need to figure it out. It's got to be the sister.
It's got to be the sister, but that's rough.
I don't blame you for not wanting to be at the family gatherings.
Yeah, that's hard. I think like obviously if you're going to be in this family, maybe addressing it would be best because I think you're just going to hold on to that.
Keep bottling it.
Resentment and bitterness, and then it's just going to, and you're not going to want to, you're not going to want to see them. And so maybe I know that that's so hard because I'm the opposite of wanting contention too. Like I know how that feels of like, not wanting to bring something up because you're just like, I hate tension, let's just be fine, you know? But if it's been bothering you and you don't want to go and you're crying and it's affecting you this way, I think the best thing, even like if you can't do it face to face, maybe send a text message or go to lunch and bring your husband and just be like, this has made me hurt and this is why.
It's always better if something's constantly making you sad or like think about it, to just air it out.
Especially if they're your family and it's like, you got to make it work.
Yeah.
I
think that's when people get into the, well, we're just going to cut them out because it's better for me. But maybe at the end of the day, maybe they didn't know how that affected you.
And maybe like give them the benefit of the doubt, give them a chance to, you know, make amends and apologize.
And if they can't, then that's a different story.
Then, you know, you can reassess then. But I think always giving a chance is, I err on the side of giving people chances that are especially family.
My best friend is currently scheduled for surgery for endo. She's in so much pain. How can I best support her if she already has a husband and mom willing to? How did you get through it, Sarah? Lo, how did you support Sarah? Love you, beautiful ladies. Well, for one, I didn't know that I was going in for endo surgery. But honestly, I think just like being there after the surgery, like when the mom or the husband can't, like just spend some time, because there's a lot of days where you're just in bed and you can't do anything. And I think like even going over to like watch a show or a movie and just like hang out like would help the time pass. Or like bring her favorite treat. I mean, just like kind of normal surgery stuff. Yeah. I'm like so stoked she's getting the surgery though, because a lot of people like don't do that. And if she's in a lot of pain, it will be night and day for her after. It's just like a harder recovery. Like you can walk, like, especially if, I don't know if she has kids because they didn't say, but if she does have kids, like offer to help with the kids maybe would be like a major thing.
I think I brought over a bag of like random stuff after your surgery, because it was we didn't know it was that, and then it was that. What was it supposed to be? Just checking in there. It was supposed to be a ruptured cyst.
Well, it was just like a big cyst they were gonna go take out. But it wasn't a cyst, it was an endometrioma, because mine got super bad. But yeah, just hang out with her. Just spend some time. We love you too, by the way.
We love you. Okay, this says, I dropped $250 of my own personal money on school supplies for my classroom as a first-year teacher because I had nothing and I still need to buy more. And I don't even have my first paycheck yet. I've also spent every day the past 2 weeks in my classroom from 8 to 6, and I don't start getting paid until the 5th. But at least I've listened to all of your podcasts while setting up my classroom.
Oh, okay. Why is there not more help for teachers?
I don't know.
Do you have a wish list or like a teacher?
I know that a lot of people do have wish lists and like fundraiser type things where you can donate to help out a teacher that needs, especially like these first time teachers that don't have any supplies, and then it's on them to get the supplies.
Do you feel like the school should be providing stuff?
I think that they should definitely.
Is this not a thing? It's
so hard because public school, but that's a government thing, right?
Yeah.
Like if it's free public school, but it's like the government should fund those things. So that's just,
this like makes me so happy that you're listening to our podcast, but also please like make a list or an Amazon wish list and send it over, and maybe we can like post it on here, because I don't want you, like, you're teaching kids and you shouldn't have to be like putting
worried
all that
about
money,
that.
and when you are trying to just get paid from your job, like, so if you can you please email us like a wish list of your Amazon if you want to make one, and maybe we can help out in some way.
Maybe we can have like a few you guys, if you guys are teachers and you have a Amazon wish list for your classrooms, we would love to like maybe post them on our stories on Fairly Odd Sisters, and we can share them with you guys if you wanted to help out these teachers. Yeah,
because seriously, I'm like, you should, I mean, I understand you probably have to get some things, but like it shouldn't be like hurting you to have to get supplies for your
like classroom. Your job should only be to like teach these children and not have to worry about all that. So I'm sorry.
That is so frustrating. Oh my goodness. I just got like riled up. Okay. your turn.
This one says, currently working through my relationship with my dad. Recently learned that he's super controlling and records my mom, like cameras and audio inside their house for when he's not home, and taped her audio in her car so he can listen to her conversations. I feel awful not being more aware of his abuse until my adult years. Now that I'm aware, though, I'm realizing how manipulative he is, and I've realized how much it's affected me. I always guard and project my fear of being manipulated onto my husband, and I don't know what to do because therapy is effing expensive, but also I don't know how to work through any of this. SOS, send help, LOL, love the pod. That's so haunting. I just feel like it stinks when you have to witness that as a child, like, and you think that that's normal, and then those things like embed with you, and then you carry those into other relationships. It just goes to show that, like, we as parents of kids need to be, responsible with that and really try and this is just crazy.
Yeah, I feel so bad for your mom because that is definitely not a normal thing.
But like to her, she was like, oh, I guess daddies just do this.
Yeah.
That sucks. Because then that internalizes and you're like,
I feel like the best thing that you could do, obviously you said like therapy is too expensive, so maybe that's not an option for you. I think just like letting your husband know all the thoughts and the feelings that you are having, and just so that he can understand where you're coming from. If in these situations, like that side of you comes out where you're like, I'm scared you're manipulating me, and maybe he's not, but like you're sensitive to that. But just keeping him in the loop of how you're feeling at all times, and when these things trigger you, or when you feel like, oh, this is reminding me of my dad, like just be very open with him, and hopefully he can understand where you're coming from because of the things that you've watched with your parents.
Yeah.
It's just not right though. Like your mom should not be getting recorded.
So sad.
I hope she realizes that, because that's definitely like a control thing.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he feels the need to watch her every move and know her every conversation. Not good.
Yeah. And I think a big thing for even Tanner and I, we use like part of me language when we're in, and so that we don't like, like immediately start getting upset. I think like if you say like a part of me is feeling, like this could be manipulative, but I know that that's just coming from a place of like my fears. And I just want to let you know how I'm feeling and how this makes me feel. And so then he can kind of know where you're coming from and not, get mad at you, but maybe just be like, oh, I can see where you're coming from. And you can have that open dialogue with that.
Yeah, totally. I think when you bottle it up and just handle it yourself, or like it spirals in your head and you need to just talk to somebody about it. Maybe a close friend you can confide in. I mean, your husband, definitely you can confide in, but sometimes maybe he's a little too close to the situation, or whatever it is. But I think when it is doable, I think therapy would be really helpful.
Yeah.
When you can make that happen, because that's like someone that will know how to look and work out the psychological side of it.
Yeah.
So,
and the cycles that you might go through.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last year, my dad started dating a woman living in Brazil. Neither of them spoke the same language, so they only talked via Google Translate. My dad went to go meet her for the first time in Brazil. We all thought it would be a first date kind of situation, so we were happy for him, until I got a text while I was in class. It was a video of my dad on one knee proposing to this woman after only FaceTiming her for 4 months. He never once mentioned how serious their relationship was or that he was going to propose. I met her for the first time when I went to visit my hometown last Christmas and helped them set up their wedding. My dad and stepmom can still only talk via Google Translate. It's like having a robot at the dinner table. That is wild.
Wow.
First things first, one of them needs to learn the language.
The language. Yeah, that is.
And if you're not working on it every day, you cannot have Google Translate for the rest of your life. I'm sorry.
Do you want to
like go to the movies?
Oh, that's so crazy.
You look nice today.
Love is love, and if you fall in love, like that's all that matters. But that
also
seems like
should have kept you in the loop. That's not fair.
That's not fair to your kids. Like there's other people involved, and it's like you do have children. Like this, there's
That's what I'm saying.
And
is
then
like you
it's
guys
the
were
speed of
fully
things.
blindsided.
Like, why
by
not
that.
just like let's get married when one of us knows the other like language like a little bit, so we can communicate a little bit
just
to each
wait
other.
a little bit if you have kids involved? Maybe just not propose the
But that's
first
like a
time.
good way to like set a timeline of like, you know what, let's work on learning each other's languages, and once we can communicate a little better, maybe that's when we can set like a wedding date.
Yeah, we're not saying like no to this relationship. It's just like the way that he went about it was very interesting.
Yes,
could have done it a million other ways.
The FaceTime to engagement, and you're like, thought this was going to be a first date situation. You're like,
the way
sorry?
that you're finding out that you got a stepmom is actually insane.
Yeah, that's so wild.
I'm sorry. That was probably a whirlwind. And then you can't communicate with her. Yeah. Like, hi, stepmom, got to use Google Translate.
Oh, man.
She needs to learn the language.
Yeah.
She does.
One of them needs to, find that common ground where they can try and learn.
I literally can't even picture that. I can't even picture.
It's hard enough to communicate with your spouse speaking the same language. Can you imagine being frustrated with somebody and you don't know the words
you have to Google Translate your fights?
You freaking hurt my feelings, and you're like typing it out.
And it's like Siri reading it.
That would be so hard.
That is,
but maybe they're just like never fight because they don't communicate.
I feel like the only reason he didn't tell you guys is because he was probably scared that he was gonna do that, and he didn't know how you would react, because that's just wild.
Maybe they never have fights though. Maybe I'm having an epiphany right now that like, will they ever fight because like they can't say mean things to each other because they don't speak the language. So it's like they probably only type nice things, and then they never fight, and then they're just perfect for each other actually. And then they just can like go around and do their stuff.
Yep. Our days of Google Translate with our husbands are starting now.
I no longer speak English.
Nope.
Okay. My now ex-boyfriend and I went to my best friend's wedding a month ago. Then we got to the part where you object, and he looked at me and said, "I'm so sorry." He stood up and professed his love to my best friend who was getting married. They ran off together, and she sent me a text today to tell me that they are married and pregnant. That's a movie.
What?
No, that is a movie. My now ex-boyfriend. So they were together
at the wedding. No, like they were.
She was getting married. No.
They were fully boyfriend girlfriend, and he stood up and then professed his love, and then they left.
Oh no.
That is so shocking. I've never even heard of something like that actually happening in real life. And now they ran away and they're having a baby.
That's literally like Bridgerton.
Also, I don't know if that's the best way to like start a relationship. Like, start your happily ever after by breaking off a wedding, lying to your current girlfriend, and then having a baby, like running away.
Objecting to a wedding, professing your love with your girlfriend sitting next to you, the family of the groom sitting right there staring at you, the family of the bride staring at you, and everyone's like, what the actual F are you doing?
Imagine being at that wedding? And
no.
Like, I guess it's over.
I can't. Also, I think about like how much time and money was put into the weddings, and I just think, oh my gosh,
that is
how
insane.
did it get to that point?
Yeah, literally, is there a better time? The wedding.
There's a better time to do that. Also, it's terrible for this girl because she's like literally with him at her best friend's wedding. That is, okay. I'm so sorry for you, and that sucks so bad. Also, this needs to be a movie, and you should get the royalties from the movie so that you can get a little payout for this situation. But also, this would be a great movie. Like, that's how crazy that is. Very, very wild. I am so sorry. But honestly, it sounds like you dodged a bullet. So yeah. Anyone that's going to let it get to that point. That's crazy. Lying to you the whole time. Okay. I was pretty sure my best friend and my brother were dating each other secretly. My best friend is my neighbor, by the way. Mm-hmm. And her brother, my brother, her sister, my sister, and me have always been best friends since we were like 4 or 5. So it's just their families are best friends. Okay, so this is sounding like the kissing booth. Okay, keep going. My brother kept going on walks randomly, and my best friend was never at her house when my brother was on his walks. I knew they were walking together because of their locations, which
I feel really bad for stalking, but anytime I walk into a room, they would hide their phones from me, which was a really big sign. And my brother would snap her all the time, and he hadn't snapped me back in 8 weeks. They finally eventually told me, even though I already knew, and I broke down in tears because I didn't want things to change.
Yeah.
Now they're dating, and they always hang out with each other, which isn't a bad thing. It's just now that my best friend is always busy with either her job or my brother. I still love them both very much, and I hope they get married, because then she would be my sister-in-law, just like you two are.
Yeah. I hope that this ends out working out like that, because it sounds like a cute story. It stinks when you honestly, this is best case scenario, because did you ever have those friends in high school that like they would get a boyfriend and then all of a sudden they're disappeared off the planet Earth and you never see them again until they're broken up with or something?
Yeah.
I had friends like that who would like get a boyfriend and we'll see you in a few months when you guys break up. Like they just couldn't have a boyfriend and be hanging out with their girlfriends.
Yeah.
And so it's hard no matter what. So this is kind of best case scenario, because the boyfriend is your brother. So you do see, you will see
and
her, but
like, if they do end up getting married, then you will be sister-in-laws.
then you get to be sister-in-laws, which is sick.
She'll always be in your life, and
there's the one downside of the brother thing is if they do break up, then like their relationship will probably change, which is sucky.
Yeah.
But like, let's hope for the best. Let's manifest the best of them working out.
Yes. And also, if they are dating, I feel like it's okay for you to still be like, hey, like I want to, like, I know you're busy with whatever brother's name is, but let's do like a girl's day this day.
Yes.
Like you can still pull her away from your brother and be like, hey, let's go.
Or maybe you guys could do a double date too.
Yeah. Or
and
go on double dates, like make it fun, but like don't be afraid to ask her to like still spend one-on-one time with you. I'm sure she'd love to.
Oh yeah.
She probably feels just as awkward as like you do about
She's
the
like,
whole
oh,
thing.
I don't want to hurt her.
Yeah. And that's probably why they were sneaking around originally.
But this is like the kissing booth.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah. But hey,
Anyway.
just hope that they get married.
Yeah, we're manifesting that. My mother-in-law just divorced my father-in-law after 30 years of marriage because she found a new boyfriend. He is 15 years younger than her. Now she keeps trying to babysit my 6-month-old, but we keep telling her no because we know she just wants to play house with her new man. My poor father-in-law is now living with us and trying to find his own place. He is the sweetest man who didn't deserve any of this.
That's just sad.
I'm sad.
Also, I don't blame you for not wanting your 6-month-old around
like a new guy who you like don't know. That's so like tricky.
They could be the best person in the world, but you don't know that.
Yeah, so, I think like you could set that boundary of like if it's just the mother-in-law, then maybe you could be like, you can babysit or play with him like when it's just you, but I don't want like
there's
it
too
to
many
be when it's around
stories.
the boyfriend, because that's that's
and I
that's
feel like
totally
if
valid.
I feel like if he is like a really good guy, he would totally respect that and just be like, I totally understand, like this is your baby and like I'm just coming into this family. Like, and then maybe over time like
you can grow trust or whatever.
Like you can't just like leave your kid with a random guy, older guy that you don't know. Like I fully validate you guys in making that decision to not want them to do that.
And that sweet father-in-law, sweet guy. Sweet it's always the sweet ones.
He's single. How old is he?
How old is he?
Mom is single.
My mom is single and she's very sweet. And two sweet sweets make a sweet.
Sweet.
So maybe DM me. Just kidding.
No,
do
seriously.
some matchmaking. If he's sweet, then slide into my DMs.
No, but actually, because that people can get the wrong idea about this,
and then I'm gonna look like a scary
That's reality
person.
TV, baby,
and that's reality.
All right, last one, you guys. These were all good.
I really liked this venting session.
Yeah.
Thanks for venting to us.
Yes. This one says, I've had the biggest crush on my next door neighbor for years. He's dated just about every single one of my friends, but I just can't seem to get over it no matter the amount of red flags I see or hear.
Oh no.
No, I've never told him how I feel or plan to do so anytime soon. So now it's just a game of when will I get over him? I mean, you could tell him, but it
also sounds kind of like he has this magical spell that like makes girls intrigued by him, and he's just like,
but like,
and
maybe
I get
he's
the vibe,
not the type that
and
you want to date.
And I think that like because you can't date him, maybe he's more intriguing to you, and maybe you kind of want it, but then you'd have it, and you'd be like, never mind.
Yeah, I will say that I had a guy like this
Oh yeah, the tension was there.
But I never thought we would get our chance type thing. And this was, when I tell you this started in 5th grade.
Oh my gosh.
When I moved to the new school, he was like the one I had a crush on.
You're the one
consistently. Like obviously I had like other crushes and boyfriend like in between, but like he was always that guy that I was like,
yeah,
I felt this way. I was like, I just want
I just want to open it up.
Ended up having a little makeout session with him in high school, and nope,
worst case of your life.
Wasn't the worst, but
worst case of your life.
Like,
say it.
Like, wasn't the worst?
It was the worst.
Literally said it.
It wasn't the worst. It was the worst. Like, it was really bad.
She's not gonna let me talk. But like it wasn't worth it. I'll tell you,
it wasn't worth what it was.
Wasn't
and
worth,
then did it make it weird?
It literally instantly squashed every ounce of me wanting that for all those years. I was like, that was
and it's such a big letdown. Maybe just live on thinking like, what if?
Yeah, it might be better just to wonder and not.
Unless he's actually a great guy.
He might be.
I'm like making up that he sucks. I don't know him.
But it sounds like there's a lot of
it sounds like he's hooking up with all your friends. He sounds kind of like a that kind of guy.
Not in the headspace of like wanting a good, healthy relationship.
Exactly. So it's like, do you want to risk losing a friend over that?
Maybe find
and
like
maybe
a better
he's not
guy.
Worth it. Yeah, maybe find a better guy. Honestly, it probably would happen where it's the worst kiss of your life and then all of a sudden you're not friends. Just like Sarah.
Yeah. Well, I'm still friends with the guy. Literally, Lauren making up the whole entire story. I'm kidding. We were still friends after that. It just was like a little bit of a letdown. Okay?
Yeah,
That's
just like
all I'm gonna say.
It just meant to be friends.
I'm sure it was
meant
probably
to be friends.
Maybe it was a letdown on his side too. I mean, I could have been a letdown.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway. Well, thank you guys for watching. This episode was so fun. Thank you for all the submissions. As always, you guys keep the show rolling. We love it.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully we gave some okay advice today.
I mostly just love chit-chatting about venting. Venting's fun to just like, get it out of your system. Even if it's like, even if it just helps you move on from that like a little bit more, it usually does. Like for me at least, sometimes I just have to say it and then I'm like, oh, I'm actually fine now.
Yeah. No, this was so fun. We'll have to do this more. We were even talking about maybe getting like a call coming into the show from you guys that we can give advice like once an episode if it's just Lo and I chatting.
We could do like a little segment where you guys call in and we can chat with you for a little bit.
So let us know if you guys want to see that.
If that's interesting to you.
Yeah, or if you would want to call in, that'd be fun. We love you guys. You're the best. Thanks for watching and supporting us. We love you.
We love you. We'll see you next time. Bye.